Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Oh, look at that. No background. That's weird.
I like the bike.
Thank you. I'm wondering what I was doing that would require no background. But yeah, you're up early this morning.
Oh, I would like to say I plowed the back 40 already, but that would be not quite true.
What time do you typically get up?
Um, well, right about now.
Yeah, okay.
So it's not out of the ordinary too much.
Not wildly crazy. Okay.
No.
Yeah, our current situation is that I need to come to the garage for these when it's before 8 o'clock. Because
Okay.
I don't have a close and I'm too close in proximity to my sleeping wife.
Okay.
So that's why you see the bike.
Are you in California or Arizona?
In Arizona. Yeah,
Okay.
we're here right now. So uh, thanks everybody. I'm pleasantly surprised by the number of folks that are here today. That's really great. The newsletter is going out right now. I'm seeing I'm seeing page after page of notification that it is. Let's see if I've got control here. Let's see. I do not. Let's see. Cesar, looks like you're there. Could you put that on my cell phone as well, the control?
Yes, I will. Good morning, Doug. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning all.
And then we'll get going.
I see too many global chambers here. I don't know what's your phone, so I'm making all.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Let me rename my.
Anyways, I know they're co-host now. No worries.
For some reason, my cell phone goes right to global chamber. So
No.
probably one is Elisa, one is you, and one is my laptop. So he's got a few.
Let me check the name as well.
So, Elisa, are you taking the notes for this one?
Yes, I am.
Great, thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever we, let's see, I should be able to press the record, right? Let's see. Yeah, here we go. Oh, no, it's already going. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So
yeah, it was already going on, so I don't know what happened there.
Okay. I normally hear that beautiful chime, but I didn't hear it. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening around the world. My name is Doug Brunke. I'm somber, I think is the way to describe, how I feel, and sobered and just sad, that the world never seems to learn, the terrorism that's happening in the Middle East right now reminds me that the Japanese, who I love and I care about and I feel like very akin to the culture, attacked Pearl Harbor, on December 7th, 1941. Somehow that society made that decision. My own roots as a German, Polish German, my family, my grandparents, my grandfather's family, 9 brothers, 4 fought for Germany, 5 were on the U.S. side. They were not allowed to fight, but they were, of course, helping. And how can we explain, what happened there? The massive tragedies that have occurred. I've alluded to the story of how the Nationalist Party came to power in South Africa, that started a long history there that resulted in Nelson Mandela spending 27 years in prison. Just misguided people fearful of other people and not understanding this global tribe concept and being frustrated, having real emotion, and yet making all the wrong decisions about what to do about it. And Nelson Mandela and reading now the autobiography of Barack Obama in a similar way, such mindful people, such people who rose above these humanalities that are part of society, have always been part, and finding ways to make change. Never perfect, not possible to be perfect, but making change. And we need to keep working on it. And in all of our lifetimes, it will never end. But we need to say something and do something and recognize that this cannot be tolerated. Because not only for Tal's life, Tal Zilverberg, the Global Chamber Executive Director, who will probably be conscripted or will be in, working, day to day to fight this, and now his life and his family's life are in jeopardy. But it, from a very practical business perspective, it jeopardizes all of our businesses. It jeopardizes the world of work, and that's not right. It's one of the reasons why global business is so important, because if we're doing business, it makes it a lot harder to throw things at each other, because we want to do business. And we shouldn't be yelling at each other. We need to talk to each other and negotiate. And that's a lot of the driving force for what drives me, certainly, and what inspires me to get others, all of you and our entire team, to be involved and to be part of this global tribe, so that we can make progress, not just for our businesses, but for society overall. So thanks for tolerating my rant a little bit this morning, and really let's get right into business and protect each other, which is the title of today's newsletter, Protecting Each Other. And one of my favorite pictures of Tal Zilverberg, which is from a few years ago, but it shows, I think, the steely determination that he has and that I felt from him in our exchanges over the past few days. They want to live free. You want to live free. All of us should be able to live free without terrorism, without the craziness that we're seeing today in the Middle East and around the world, by the way. Let's go around the room. You're in the League of Extraordinaries, and the purpose of this is for us to exchange information about our businesses. And ideally, as you know, the two main questions that we like to ask are, who do you want to meet? And how else can we help? And so could you please let us know who you would like to meet, how else we can help, and any other information that you'd like to share about your business. Context helps for all of us. We'll have probably 4 minutes per person, so it's speed dating, if you will, to allow us to understand more about each other and hopefully help each other. Let's start with Ildiko Mokran. Mokran, sorry, I think it's probably better pronounced. Thank you for sharing more recently in one of our Globinars. We'd love to learn more about who you would like to meet and how we can help. And thank you for joining today. Ildiko, you have the stage.
Hello, my name is Ildiko Mokran. I'm based in the United Kingdom. I am a member of the Global Chambers London. And we are doing costumes clearance and costumes advice for import-export companies in the UK, or who wants to import into the UK. So I would like to meet with companies who's actually involving trading with the United Kingdom and need some help about the customs legislation in the UK, as there is a lot of changes at the moment on UK side about the import legislation. Thank you.
Okay. Well, so who would you like to meet? Where are they located, and what are some of the titles at the types of companies that you'd like to meet, that we can kind of put in our brains?
Is actually the companies like logistic companies, import-export companies, who's doing the actual goods import or export into the UK or from the UK, or other customs agents who want a partner customs agent in the UK, so we can work together to have the clients more understanding the UK legislations.
Got it. Are there particular types of products that you excel in?
Sorry, can you say again?
Are there certain types of products or market segments that you are good at?
Not really. We do excise, we do food products as well, so it's not a particular part of the goods or anything.
Okay, got it. And just for frame of reference, this might be a possibility. I hadn't thought of it, but the next several days, there's a group of Korean companies that are primarily coming into the US with their products and services. There's over 500 of them, and Global Chamber is part of that. If they're going to come to the US, very likely they would be coming to the UK as well. And so I welcome you to consider being part of that. We can actually include you in a virtual conversation if it makes sense. And so feel free to maybe email me if that could be of interest. It's in the newsletter today. And happy to include you in about an hour or two. I'll send the next round of people who are interested in meeting the companies. Global Chamber has special access to the 500 companies, all of whom are growing and all of whom are coming into the US. And so why not the UK? And so perhaps some of those would be interested in the market there.
Right, okay.
So take a look at that, and if you'd like to be added for a discussion or two, or if any of you would like to be, pop me an email, and we'll include you in the meetups that are happening on Wednesday through Friday of this week, and it'll be like something like 10 a.m. through 5 p.m. Pacific time. So the 10 a.m. one would be what, 6 p.m. UK time. So it's within reasonable amount. Does anybody have any questions for Ildiko, please?
I have one, Doug.
Yes, please.
So Ildiko, this is Cesar from Global Chamber. Would other custom brokers like in the US and other countries be a good connection for you?
Yes, definitely. So we can cooperate, we can work together. Like I'm working with Hungarian customs agents already, and and just much more easier to sort it out. The import-export side, both countries, if we got good connections with a good customs agents.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you, Ildiko. Please, for you and all of you, please put your information in the chat area, and feel free to, put it in more than once, through the hour. We'll be wrapped up by the top of the hour. So we've got about another 40 or so minutes. And so hopefully you can hang on for the period. And one of the things, for those of you who have been in this meeting before, we do, and probably it'll be today, send out a post in LinkedIn with all of your contact, with the hyperlink to your profile, so that you can all connect with each other. I encourage you to, as you're meeting the people, here. They're all members of Global Chamber, so they're all trusted and professional and people you can count on. It doesn't mean you shouldn't do vetting if you're going to be doing business with any of them, but pretty much the vetting is largely done because we're always watching and checking out and making sure. So, but nonetheless, these are all people that you will be proud to know. So I encourage you to be linked in as well. Let's go to Monica Varas. She's located in New Jersey, outside the New York metropolitan area, and she provides insurance for companies that are not just importing, exporting, but more broadly. Monica, thanks for your longtime support and collaboration. Thanks for your renewal recently. It's great to see you and to have you participate today. How can we help you, and who would you like to meet?
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me, Doug? Because I'm having issues with my laptop, and I'm sorry, my camera is not working.
It isn't. Okay. It's perfect actually. And yeah, your camera shows a gray box. And so that's
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
unusual.
I've been trying to play around and fix it, but I'm not a technician. I'm an insurance broker, so I don't know how to do that. Anyway,
We can hear you though.
okay, perfect. Thank you. Again, my name is Monica Varas. I'm a commercial insurance broker here in the United States. I help local business in my expertise is international companies coming to the United States for the first time. And what I do is I try to assess and establish the right protection for these new companies coming to the United States. I have been in business for more than 14 years, and I represent 27 different carriers. So we have a very broad market for any type of industries. I have been part of the Global Chamber for, I believe, 3 years. And I'm also working with Select USA. I become a mentor for women that are coming to the United States for the first time and opening businesses here. I'm going to put my email information. If anybody needs any type of help with any commercial insurance products, please contact me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there particular market segments that you excel in? At least in my own head, I think about you for products and services that are a little tricky, that have, the requirements that may be above and beyond the normal, but you handle all. But because you're so good at it, I think of you for those types of applications.
Correct. Lately, I've been helping a lot of international companies that are working with Amazon. Starting last year, Amazon have different requirements for anybody that sell over $10,000 on their platform. The requirements for insurance are completely different. So I have been working on that, and anybody that is dealing with Amazon, I will be more than happy to help.
Okay. I presume you're already connected to Jermil, the customs broker there in New York.
Yes.
Okay, good. And so I'm thinking Michelle Hawkins might be a good one because of her Amazon work as well. So we'll get you connected there if you're not already.
Okay, that will be great. Thank you, Doug. And I'm gonna email you to see if I can have the opportunity with Japanese meetups also.
Okay, it's the next several days. It's actually South Koreans that are in town.
Okay.
And I think Maricela, who I introduced to you for the Port of LA, let me know about that. I'll probably see her on Thursday. So if you guys, she's really busy. So if she doesn't respond, could you let me know, and I'll make sure that happens.
Okay, will do. Thank you.
She means really well, and she's just a wonderful lady, but I know she's stretched in every direction. But I think she'd be a good one for you. So that's why I introduced you to.
Thank you.
Does anybody have any questions for Monica? Yeah, I'm wondering, like with the Ildeco, you know, there are, Monica, your counterparts in the UK, whether there's some synergy there for you guys to talk as well, just to make sure that you know each other. So, because Ildeco is importing into the UK, but also I think exporting, right, Ildeco?
Well, I'm not importing, exporting. I'm doing import-export declarations behalf of the companies or our client, and helping to understand the UK customs legislations.
Okay. Do you ever have companies that export to the US?
No, not yet.
Okay. Okay. Well, now you know where they can get their insurance.
Yes, I did send her a request to meet her next week through the
Oh.
chat while she was speaking. Thank you
Actually,
anyway.
I haven't received it. Sorry.
Okay, I will resend it again. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
Great. I'm glad. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Let's keep going around the room. And Karen is in Qatar, I think. Or tell us,
No,
Karen,
I'm in
where
Oman. You're
in
in the right
Oman.
region. I'm in the Middle East. The
So
hotbed of what's happening right now, one of the
Oh my
hotbeds of
goodness.
the world.
Are you okay and everything is
I'm
safe?
far away. So I always like to give a little visual here. So think of this as the Arabian Peninsula. Okay. And up here is Saudi. And then over here you have Bahrain, Qatar, UAE. Everybody thinks it's Dubai. Dubai is the city in UAE, and then Oman. So I'm here across the Gulf of Oman next to Yemen, and Israel is way up here next to Lebanon, Jordan. So I'm pretty far away. Yeah, and that's always, and I just arrived. I arrived at 4:30 in the morning. It's now 5:20 here in Muscat. So
Wow.
if I fade off, that's because I'm still dealing with jet lag. It was 14 hours from Seattle to Dubai, 7-hour layover, and then an hour to get to here. So yeah, all the news. It was. I was wondering, Dubai. For those of you who've been to Dubai, the airport is such a hub of international people globally, literally globally. And there were some people walking around with Palestinian flags, and I was just wondering, if there was going to be tensions or not. And, I've been working in the Arab world for almost 9 years. And I have friends in Israel. I have Jewish friends back home in the Seattle area. So I really appreciated your opening comments, Doug, because it's really about a global tribe. I mean, the work I do as a corporate leadership coach, I have clients literally all over the world, most of them in the Arab world, some in Europe, some in North America. But we're motivated to work with people, right? We're motivated to go beyond the political boundaries, beyond nationalities, ethnicities. It's about people. And talking about what I need and what I'm doing. Can I share my screen? Am I allowed to share the screen?
Sure. Yeah.
I am. So this is one of the reasons I am in Muscat right now, because I will be speaking at our International Coaching Federation, which is the largest global professional group of coaches. There's over 50,000 of us worldwide. And I'll be speaking at the ICF chapter here in Oman next week on developing high performance teams for lasting results. And I do that through mental fitness. And Doug, you know about mental fitness because you went through the positive intelligence program with Shirzad Shamin. And what I just love about this work, and I have a colleague in Tel Aviv who does this work with me as well. And we've been looking at how we can do work in the Arab world with him in Israel. I mean, it's just, like I said, it's so complex. But the work I really do is helping people shift their mindset to a growth mindset, to think about ways in which we're really connected versus the ways we're not, and how, when we're in a growth mindset, we can be more resourceful, resilient, and we can be more innovative with solutions. So I work with businesses, I work with individuals, I work with teams, across the world. This program is on an app. So as a coach, my clients work remotely with the app, and then I meet with them usually on a weekly basis when I go into companies and teams. So for those of you who might be familiar with the assessment tool called Strength Finders, the positive intelligence uses the saboteur assessment. And basically it looks at your overused strengths. So Strength Finders focuses on your strengths. Saboteurs say these are ways in which you self-sabotage, you get in your own way, you overuse your strengths. So the whole program is based on identifying what gets in your way and then having some neuroscience-based techniques to get you into that region of your brain that we know from neuroscience, we can see on an MRI, how we can be into what we call the thriving part of our brain, the SAGE response. So I'll put in the assessment. I've already put in my information, LinkedIn, my website. It's a free saboteur assessment. So if you're curious and interested, and I'd be glad to do a debrief with you, please reach out. So
Fantastic.
that's me, Doug.
But who would you like to meet? Like, who are the best connections for you? It sounds like senior executives.
Yes,
would
senior
be-
executives who have either experienced coaching, know coaching works, wants to be a role model in their organization.
Okay.
So they're willing to either do coaching or they want to bring in a coach for their team because they've seen the value of it.
Okay. Are you typically targeting Arab-based companies?
I personally do, but again, it's just because I'm in the region. So now my plan is to be in the region 6 months. I go back to the United States the other 6 months. Again, I work virtually. I've been, working with clients via Zoom while I've been in the US for these last 6 months. But I just have a connection and I understand the culture in terms of how
Okay.
Arab leaders think. So, but I have other colleagues who service this work all over the world. So,
Okay. Well, let's get you connected to our UAE team based
yes,
in Dubai
yes.
and within the region, and I think they could benefit from your work, and then the impact of that could benefit all of us. So we'll definitely get you connected to probably Cesar, probably both Adele and Eamon. And Eamon may be more amenable to working with you. Let's see.
So you actually have a UAE team, just like like Cesar is in one area and this group is in another?
So we have chapters around the world. So Cesar and
Okay.
I are part of the headquarters, and Elisa is also part of this call, and she's also part of headquarters. But it turns out all three of us are in different locations, but we have chapters in 525 locations, and our goal is to have people at least better and smarter than I am everywhere. And so the team in the UAE has offices in Dubai and in Abu Dhabi, and they also have a center in across Saudi Arabia, and certainly in Riyadh and probably other cities, but I'm not sure.
Well, that would be great, Doug, because I was in Riyadh earlier this year in February and March. I'm actually part of the International Coaching Association chapter. I'm a member of Saudi, and this regional conference I'm speaking at next week is for the whole region, the whole MENA, Middle East, North Africa region. So UAE coaches are invited, Saudi coaches, and not only coaches, but again, companies who have used coaching, want to create a coaching culture. So yes, if you could reach out to your UAE chapter, that would be awesome.
We'll get you connected. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let's keep going around the room, and as long as we're in the Middle East, let's talk to Dwight Winkler, who's got deep experience there, along with having lived in Nigeria and Indonesia and Kuwait, and then more recently in Saudi Arabia. He's in the U.S. right now. And Dwight, I was just so impressed with your interactions with that inquiry that came around export financing. My own gut told me that it was probably either bogus or not really well developed, or developed in a way that potentially could be fraudulent. And I presume by handing it to you, you would be able to sort through that, and you handled it in a way that was professional and way above my expectation, even in terms of your knowledge of the situation. Would love to catch up with you to see what the ultimate outcome was, but and whether my gut feeling that that was potentially fraudulent was correct or not. But it, I think, clearly demonstrated to me your deep expertise in export financing and LCs, and your involvement with the Global Chamber Chicago, and the export financing series is another indication of all that knowledge. Thank you for your support and collaboration. How can we help, and who would you like to meet, please?
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. As Doug, and thank you so much, Doug, for that awesome introduction here. I don't know much more I can say. That I am currently located in Phoenix. I've just recently returned from Saudi Arabia, and that I've spent about 15 years recently in between Kuwait and Saudi Arabia, and actually have family married into Kuwait. So I have a long-standing relationship with the region. My background is global international trade solutions, and bring into that contract drafting and negotiation, as well as budget process control expertise. So my experience has been, although largely in the telecom sector with key operators like Saudi Telecom, Kuwait Telecom, most recently, but elsewhere around the world. My strength is in the area of export trade finance, but it's not exclusively out of the United States. Without mentioning names, I mean, I'm currently supporting somebody on a importation coming into Canada from various parts of the world. And as Doug mentioned, he brought, I was able to at least provide some insight and support to a party in the African continent making a export out of there into Asia, and hopefully I've steered them in the right direction on that. So I'm in a position to go to work and help companies, especially who are wanting to either export or import and need financing, to do so on as risk-free as possible, a platform as possible, using the tools that I know of that I can draw on. So you know, that's my background. I've put my profile in LinkedIn, and I'm available to work largely with small, medium-sized enterprises, in that perhaps don't have the in-house expertise to do the areas or focus on the areas that I can. As I say, financing their sales, growing their revenues, and navigating the intricacies of contracts and some of the issues that can come up, or hidden issues that they need to have brought to their attention before they make big mistakes, as was in the case of what Doug brought to me some days back. Although I think that was I think it was a legitimate transaction, but it was just structured into a mess.
Okay.
So maybe, hopefully, I've helped that person untangle part of the mess.
Yeah, what I thought was entertaining then was that she was already working on like the next deal, and she was taking something that was structured wrong and already wanting to take that into other opportunities. And I think that's fairly typical of global business, right? We kind of get into a rut sometimes, and it's a suboptimal rut. And as you clearly explained, what she had structured was wrong. It really fundamentally wrong.
It was a nightmare.
Yeah. So and so we, all of us, you know, in our lives and in our businesses, sometimes get into those, and we just keep perpetuating going forward. And sometimes it's better to talk to somebody like Dwight to fix it. And now, from now on, it becomes a lot easier. So if you're involved with anybody that's doing export financing, talk to Dwight. I mean, he really is the best. Thank you, Dwight.
One last thing in that for Ildiko, and that I'm also be looking for distributors, dealers, and that's if I can get connected with them that are bringing in product, let's say from the United States as an example. I can also talk about supply chain financing coming into them, which helps people like forwarders get taken out of the out of the whole payment process right at point of shipment, and it kind of makes them happy and the suppliers happy about providing dealers and distributors the level of financing they need to bring in inventories.
Okay, thank you.
Fantastic. And if you don't know Monica, it probably makes sense for you guys to connect as well. There'll be some interactions on the financing side that would probably be overlapping.
Will do. Thank you.
Thanks, Doug.
Let's now go to Sarah Cornett, and Sarah is an AI expert. Really appreciate your expertise. Looking forward to learning more. Sarah, who would you like to meet, and how can we help?
Thank you, Doug, for the introduction. Yes, I'm an AI strategy consultant looking to work with businesses to maximize their return on investment on particular AI solutions. I have more of a specialty in CRM solutions. So think of like HubSpot, Salesforce, Pega. I definitely have expertise in implementing AI for those types of solutions. So, but really open to anyone, any use case, anyone interested in using AI to support their business and driving sorts of business growth, sales, and marketing use cases. But yeah, really open to meeting anyone. I love the topic. Love to bounce ideas off each other and come up with new ways of using AI. So anyone interested in AI, anyone have any questions about it, anything like that, I'd love to chat with you.
Fantastic. Have you already met Doug Wendt, our resident HubSpot expert?
I did, yes, I did attend that webinar with him, the marketing and sales one. Yep, I met him.
Okay. Have you guys talked about how you might be able to apply AI to what he's doing?
Not yet, no, but I should connect with him. HubSpot has directly reached out to me of doing a webinar with HubSpot specifically. So I think there's tons of partnership there in the HubSpot space. So I'll definitely reach out to him directly and see if there might be some opportunities there we could work together on.
Okay. Would CRM companies also be an interesting connection, or do you prefer to work with the marketers themselves, or how?
CRMs for sure would be interesting, for sure. Yeah, I've primarily worked with Pega, HubSpot, and Salesforce is a market I'm looking to get more involved with. Haven't really broken into that one yet, but so I would definitely love to meet other CRM companies if you have any access into those.
Okay. I mean, we're happy to get you into our Salesforce contact, and there are some other like CRM companies. There's a lot of them that approach us, and so some of those might be interesting. We probably don't have the right person, but maybe some of them would be kind enough to direct you to the right person. So we can go through our list.
Awesome. That'd be amazing. Thank you. These sessions are incredibly helpful for me. I've already met a couple of contacts through only a couple of these that I've attended so far. So these are really great to get to know people and work together.
Any questions for Sarah, please? And hearing none, thank you, Sarah. Appreciate it. Let's now go to India and Yagya Saini. And Yagya, your initiative where you now got an e-commerce site that allows people around the world to have access to products being made by people that with artisan ability to be able to make products that now are able to be sold around the world. It's a great step. Congratulations on the progress. How can we help you, and who would you like to meet?
Thank you so much, sir. Hello, everyone. I'm Yagya Saini, founder and CEO of Woodinterior.com, based in Jaipur, Rajasthan, India. We developed a global B2B marketplace where we sell traditional and modern handicrafts, jewelry, and home decor products made by Indian artists. So we want to connect with those dealers, retailers, wholesalers, and those people who wants to who are doing business in these products.
Okay. That sounds good. Who would you like to meet? How can we help?
I want to connect with those dealers and wholesaler retailers who are doing business in these fields.
Okay. So are
Or
they
want
in
to do
India?
business in this field.
Where would they be?
Yeah, or want to do business in these fields, want to start business in this field. Deal in the imported goods, traditional and modern handicrafts, some people and jewelries.
I'm not quite following. So could you explain that again, please? Who would you like to meet?
Yeah, those people who wants to do business or are already doing business in these fields like handicrafts, home decor, and jewelry.
Okay. And they would be located in India?
No, we want to connect with the global buyers.
The global buyers.
Yeah, global
Okay.
B2B buyers like the dealers, wholesalers.
Okay. And got it. So buyers of the handicraft. Okay. So I got stuck on assuming what you were talking about were on the supply side, but you're talking about the buy side. Got it. What would they look like? What would a wholesaler like that look like? Would they be like like a retail store, typically?
Yeah, retail store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like would Walmart or Target, are they potential interest, or would it be typically a smaller place?
I think those retailers who are interested in the imported goods, basically the Indian handicrafts, that's our main target.
Okay. Okay. Cesar, do you have any ideas there? Or did you want to have any clarification on that?
No, I think it's pretty clear. I'll need to check on the database. I'm thinking, for instance, these Marshall stores, I'm seeing a lot of handicrafts from India. As an example, I guess that's where you want to be. So I'll need to take a look and in our contacts.
Okay. Got it. Anybody have any questions for Yagya? Anybody want to buy some handicrafts from India? They're really extraordinary. Have you put your information in the for the website in chat area?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, great. And Yagi, I've seen you've been active in LinkedIn as well, so we definitely amplify that along the way. Thank you for all your good work.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
If I can give a plug, my daughters, one in Kuwait and one here in the United States, are actually making handicrafts, knitted handicrafts and origami handicrafts. So just thought I'd throw a plug in.
They're making them.
Yes.
And what they're selling them, you mean, or what?
Well, they would like to.
I see. So Yagya, I think your platform is mainly supply from India. That's correct?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, Dwight. But maybe they can buy some that'll either inspire them or be part of one of their future creations. Thank you again. And let's go to San Antonio. Christopher Herring, are you there? Christopher is our executive director for Global Chamber San Antonio, and you've got your finger not just on San Antonio, but also now in Austin and in Houston, so a good part of Texas. How can we help you, Christopher? What's going on?
Well, hey, first of all, I wanted to support the businesses that are online today. I know that Texas, when everyone's thinking about global business, they're thinking about the United States, they're thinking about Texas. Texas is the leading state with global trade. We happen to attract the largest number of foreign direct investors. So when people think about growing their business and expanding, Texas is on the map. Thankfully, with Austin, Houston, San Antonio, we're able to help businesses that either want to, create new relationships there or bring their businesses there. We'd be more than happy to assist. And so, yeah, I'd like to meet everyone in the room to support the Global Tribe and what they're doing. And if there's someone that's going to watch the recording later and they're looking at wanting to get into the Texas market, I would love to talk to them because I know that everything is big in Texas. And so we hope that we can help to create some real big results for businesses that want to do business within Austin, San Antonio, or Houston.
Fantastic. What's coming up in the region?
Well, right now we are really focusing on there's a number of new companies that have basically signed agreements with mayors across the state of Texas that need to be a part of Global Chamber. So I have two chairs, Chairman Ed Pope and Chairwoman Monica Prochabauskas, who are helping to lead the efforts in getting these new businesses to be a part of the Global Tribe. It's exciting to see the number of companies that have basically decided to bring their headquarters to San Antonio or to Austin or to Houston, and so there's some great opportunities there.
Okay, we have a member who's traveling to several cities in Europe, and we've got them pretty much handled in Zurich and Berlin with introductions, but Prague were a little light. Do you think Monica would be helpful in terms of connecting to some business people for this person to meet?
Absolutely. The Czech trade office established their headquarters in Austin. And we also just had the Czech festival in San Antonio that I attended with her, and we had some dignitaries from the embassy that can definitely help with those types of connections. So yeah, let's circle back and let's make that happen.
Okay, very good.
I actually reached out to Monica yesterday. I think I haven't received any response, but if you can help me with that, Christopher, that would be great.
Absolutely, we'll do it today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Keep up the good work. Let's now go to Lagos and Nihi Sanusi. Nihi was the leader of an effort that we did a couple weeks ago that was a foreign direct investment in Africa seminar that I think was one of the best we've done at Global Chamber. I mean, a Globinar that was one of the best with some extraordinary speakers. And Nihi, just thank you so much for pulling that together. It was informative and inspiring, and I think is a great template for the future. You're based in Lagos. You are well connected across Africa, and I always recommend that everybody get to know you if they're doing business anywhere in Africa. Is there anything that we can do to help you? Who would you like to meet?
Thank you, Doug. It's afternoon here in Lagos, Nigeria. It's always a pleasure to be here. Thank you also for the kind words. Overall, we are looking for people who are interested in Nigeria and Africa. I'm a lawyer here, so I can be a kind of first point of contact for almost anything that you're looking for in Nigeria and a few parts of the African continent. Whether it's business or something else, we're able to support. But primarily, I'm looking for anyone who has business in Africa, may need some kind of legal support to do their business or some other endeavor that they may have. So that's it in a nutshell. Thank you very much.
Very good. Thank you. Any questions for Nihi, please? And hearing none, I think that's it in terms of people. Is there anybody that I've left off, or Cesar, did you have anything that you would like to share?
Not for now. Just I've been making some introductions. Now that we have Elisa taking the notes, I've been having more time to make point introductions during the event. So I've been making a couple of them, and you will definitely see more as we discuss and follow up on the notes.
Okay, sounds good. So Elisa, could you say hi and introduce yourself?
Hello everyone, my name is Elisa. Sorry I can't turn on my mic and my video because my camera is not working.
Very good. Alyssa is helping us in a variety of ways. Right now, she's mainly focused in on getting our events cleaned up and looking more consistent going forward, and just managing that because we have a lot of events, and she'll be helping us in a variety of different ways. So she's been about a month with Global Chamber, and so thank you, Alyssa, for all your help. I think that's it. Does anybody have any closing comments before we close the room? Anything else that you forgot to say, or anything coming up that we should know about? Sounds like not. So I'll give you a few minutes at the end here. I will say, kind of going back to how we started this, I think what Karen, you mentioned about the. Can you still hear me? That was exciting.
We can hear you, Doug.
Wow. Okay. My phone fell off the stand. Sorry about that. So, and it didn't break, which is a good thing. And I know my son-in-law dropped his iPhone yesterday, and he doesn't like a cover on it, and it completely fractured all to pieces. Mine has a leather back that seems to save the day. But I wanted to kind of bookend the how we started today, and recognize that, you know, it's, for whatever reason, it seems to be human nature to do these crazy things. And when I say crazy, even like horrifically terrible things, in a ways that amount to terrorism. You know, and almost every country, as far as I know, has been involved in this. I think about the U.S. and the way, considering yesterday was Indigenous Peoples Day, how we treated Indigenous people. You know, it was horrific, and it continues to be pretty horrific, but certainly historically it's been terrible. And, you know, so the U.S. is not immune to basically terrorism against people. So it is human nature. And I think what positive intelligence, Karen, helps me understand is, to some extent, remaining patient and remaining hopeful, maybe, is the better way, that, you know, that we can't dwell just on that aspect of human nature, or else it would be quite frustrating. And because, you know, all of us get to that point, like, oh my God, like there's no hope. And it happens not just with society, but for our businesses as well. And maybe that's the segue to business, is that those of us that have our own businesses, we run into similar kinds of things where, you know, it can be very frustrating to run a business. You know, people aren't always supportive of what you're doing. Even people close to you that surprise you with subterfuging and all sorts of things that we endure. So I encourage all of you in your businesses to persevere and to reach out to the Global Tribe. There is, as you've seen and probably already experienced quite a bit of, the Global Tribe is ready to help and be supportive. Everybody is busy. That's not going to change anytime soon, but definitely reach out and for help. And if you're having trouble, or if you have any issues that you have, just let us know, and we're happy to help, because we understand what it takes to run a business. Not necessarily as successful as it could be, but certainly believing that it will be, all of us, be more successful going forward, especially if we collaborate and work together. Thanks for taking the time to be here today. Watch for the LinkedIn post, watch for some additional introductions, and have a great rest of your day. Take care, everybody.
Thanks, Doug.
Thanks, Karen.
Take care.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Chris.
Good day,
Appreciate it.
everyone.
Thanks. Bye.